Well, today I want to talk about inborn errors in metabolism. Remember, the disease theory of genetics is dead. That's the title of my new book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. And I want you to understand the inborn errors in metabolism. Now, most people don't know that term. It's a medical term, inborn errors in metabolism, but most people know what they are. Things like lactose intolerance. This is very common, where mama is missing something when the enzyme lactases and the lactase forming systems are being made in the intestines and the pancreases of the embryo. Mama's missing something during that formation time, and the baby's born without the lactase enzyme. And you can manage your life by not eating dairy products without supplementing first with enzymes that contain lactase in it to break down the lactose in the milk and cheese and yogurt and things like that, ice cream, down to the two simple sugars. Okay? Then there's fructose intolerance. The same thing's happening here. Then there's PKU, phenylketoalanine, or phenylketonuria, where phenylalanine, the amino acid, is not properly broken down, and the incomplete breakdown products will cause dementia and retardation in children. And so they have to have warnings, which tells you, PKU patients, you cannot eat this because it contains phenylalanine. So by avoidance, you can kind of manage it, but it is totally preventable. And then there's type 1 diabetes, which again is an inborn error of metabolism. Mama's missing something when the beta cells in the islets of Langerhans are being formed, the little cells that manufacture insulin. Instead of making 5,000 cells in each island of Langerhans, Mama only might make 5 or 50 instead of 5,000. And so you can manage type 1 diabetes in modern times by supplementing with injectable insulin. And so there's many of these inborn errors of metabolism. There's literally hundreds of them. Okay, one of them that most people don't realize is inborn error metabolism is a hemoglobin problem. In the black community, it's called sickle cell anemia. In the white community, it's called thalassemia. It's exactly the same thing. It's just a different name for different folks. But you can manage the sickle cell anemia and thalassemia by avoiding bad stuff that puts free radical damage on the outer membranes of the erythrocytes, the red blood cells. And you can make up the difference by taking the 90 essential nutrients and throw in some extra selenium. Our ultimate selenium works well. In fact, we have a young gentleman by the name of Eric. I'd say he's in his 30s, and he was born with sickle cell, African-American guy. He was born with sickle cell and had multiple, 5, 6, 8, 10 crises a year where he'd have to go to the emergency room. It was just his whole life was going to the emergency room and dealing with this. Get the anti-inflammatories and get the anti-blood clotting things, the blood thinners. That's what he lived his life. Well, just a couple of months on our program, the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, the extra ultimate selenium and so forth, the diet, stay away from inflammatory things, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten. And for the last 2 years, he's been totally free of emergency room visits. He may have had one incident where he had, I'm kind of feeling a little funny, but nothing ever happened. Okay, that's in 2 years. Instead of going to the emergency room 16 times in the last 2 years, he hasn't gone once. And his bosses, all his coworkers, saying, "Hey, what's going on here? You haven't taken a sick day in 2 years." And he said, "I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good, but I've taken Wallach's 90 essential nutrients and taken the extra ultimate selenium and the de-stress capsules and so forth. And I'm just doing fine." And he has become a real advocate, and the sickle cell communities are coming to him and urging everybody, if you know an African-American who has themselves or children with sickle cell, go ahead and make sure that everybody in the family is taking the 90 essential nutrients. And these kids can actually have normal babies because the, quote, sickle cell trait, unquote, which is they use genetic terms, but sickle cell is not a genetically transmitted disease. It is an inborn error of metabolism when the mom is missing something when the outer membranes, the cell membranes of the erythrocytes, the red blood cells, are being formed, and also the hemoglobin makers, the little hemoglobin makers in the bone marrow of these babies is not being formed correctly because mom is missing something. And so you can go for their whole life, even if you have, quote, the sickle cell trait, unquote, and you're susceptible to these things, you don't have to suffer from a crisis or even early death. All you have to do is supplement with the 90 essential nutrients. You take the extra selenium, and then you throw in a dietary change. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, and no gluten. and you can have a crisis-free life, and you can live as longer, maybe even longer than anybody else. It's just as simple. And so I cannot urge people enough. Get a hold of the book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. Get the book Immortality. Get the book Rare Earth-Bin Cures, and learn how to prevent all these inborn errors of metabolism. It's a matter of giving your kids the 90 essential nutrients before they're conceived, all through the pregnancy to develop them from the moment they're born. When they get old enough to have their babies will be blessed by not having any of these problems. Now, you ask anybody who's had a pregnancy with the Longevity 90 essential nutrients, and they say these babies are different. They're healthier, they're more robust, they're bigger, they just do great things, they're much more intelligent, they have stronger muscles, they're walking when they're 6 months old. All this stuff is going on here because the babies are getting the 90 essential nutrients. Read the book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. Read the book Immortality. Read the book Rare Earth-Bin Cures, and you will be amazed at what you can do to prevent or even manage inborn errors of metabolism. We'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us?
I thought I'd talk a bit about heart attacks, as I've got a story here that came out from Reuters. The headline reads, "Weekday heart attacks still getting quicker treatment at hospitals." They say people who arrive at the hospital with a heart attack during business hours are more likely to survive than those who show up on weekends or holidays or at night. And that's all from a new study that just came out. And this study came from Dr. Jorge F. Saucedo of the North Shore University Health System. And they say some of the life-saving treatments take a little longer to get the off hours. And what they're referring to are the angioplasties, where they thread a balloon up through a blocked artery to restore blood flow. In the new study, they looked at more than 50,000 severe heart attacks between 2007 and 2010. Patients who arrived at the hospital during work hours took an average of 56 minutes to get the angioplasty, and those who arrived nights or weekends, average time was about 72 minutes. Both fell within the American Heart Association's guideline of 90 minutes for angioplasty, and the same, they both... those that had weekends or weekdays got the same amount of time for imaging and medication, and this was all published in the Circulation Cardiovascular Quality Outcomes Journal. And researchers said that they adjusted for a variety of patient characteristics and found that those who arrived at the hospital during the off hours were about 13% more likely to die from any cause. And they say the proportion of patients who got angioplasty within the recommended 90 minutes was 89% during the weekdays, 79% in the off hours. And all in all, it's better than past studies. And they say the takeaway message for patients is to come to the hospital as soon as you're having symptoms of a heart attack, including tightness of the chest, excessive sweating, weakness, and lightheadedness. And I would say that probably the better option might be to stay away from the bad foods, take the 90 for life, and not have a heart attack. You don't have to worry about whether you go in on weekends or daytime or whatever.
Exactly. You're exactly right, Doug. Of course, there's not a single heart attack that's genetic. There's not a single heart attack that is caused by high cholesterol. And congestive heart failure is a simple vitamin deficiency. Cardiomyopathy heart disease is a simple mineral deficiency. Clogged arteries and coronary artery disease is caused by eating the inflammatory foods like fried foods, processed meats with nitrates and nitrites, oils, yes, including olive oil and coconut oil, and gluten. And then, of course, your thrombosis, coronary thrombosis, coronary artery, cerebral artery thrombosis, or you get a thrombotic stroke, is caused by deficiency of the omega-3 essential fatty acids or omega-3 6:9 ratio problems. And so all of these are totally preventable. And then if you do get a blood clot in a coronary artery or brain, you can have a much quicker result if you do something other than just wait the 70 or 90 minutes to get treatment in an emergency room. We actually have a wonderful product that has nattokinase, and nattokinase and streptokinase are two wonderful enzymes you can actually inject intravenously in people, and it will dissolve blood clots. And it just amazes me that the doctors don't do that. As soon as you walk in and you have chest pain, you have a terrible headache, and it looks like you've had a stroke because you're dragging one arm and slurring your speech, they should be giving you intravenous nattokinase and streptokinase to begin to dissolve blood clots in your heart, in your carotid arteries, your neck, and your brains. Why they wait the 50, 60, 70 minutes to do this is beyond me. Of course, I suppose maybe their wife is working in the rehab center, and they have to have something to do there. And so, again, I cannot urge people enough to follow your advice, Doug. Supplement properly. Take the 90 essential nutrients. They're called essential nutrients because if you don't take them, you get disease, like heart disease, cardiovascular disease. And so take the hell. I take it. I've been doing it for 68 years. I haven't been sick in 68 years. If everybody in America were like me, Doug, the medical system would be real humble. Thank you very much as usual. Stick with us. We'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Longevity Way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
All right, let's head to Bryan, Texas. And Jane, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Jane, you're on the air.
Hi, Doc. This is a follow-up call.
Okay.
It has to do, I called and said I had abscesses on my liver, and you told me to do the brain and heart pack with 3 killer biotics and 3D stress. Mm-hmm. I did call back. I finally got a CAT scan. I got that, and you said you needed the results.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the first one was an 8x8. It's down to 3.1 centimeter. The second abscess was 6x6. It's down to 3.1 also.
Okay, so we've cut them in half. That's very good.
Yes.
Moving the right direction. Thank you so much. Anything else going on? Are you feeling better?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. I mean, I'm almost back to, I'm back, except I swim, and I haven't been doing my hour and a half exercise.
But you are swimming a little bit?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, well, just obviously you want to keep going the way you're going. You've been doing a good job, so you're getting the results. I really appreciate you giving us the feedback so people can hear that you can do things like this. And, of course, doctors wanted to do liver surgery, didn't they?
The one I have did not.
But another one did.
Well, I've only been to one doctor. I hadn't been to a doctor for 30 years.
All right. Usually for liver abscesses, that's the doctor's treatment. They want to cut out a wedge of liver where the abscess is because it's difficult sometimes to get antibiotics into the abscess because it usually has a kind of a skin over it, okay? A shield over it, and it's hard for the circulation to get through. You can't carry the antibiotics in. And so nutrition just works like a charm. And are you taking any of the immortalium?
No.
Okay, that's what I would add. I would throw in 2 of those twice a day. That's going to support your liver's ability to make more stem cells, normal liver cells, increase your entire body's immune system by supporting the whole immune system. And that's if there's anything I would add, would be that. It would be the immortalium. Take 2 tablets twice a day, just 1 bottle a month. And then call me again in a month, or call me if you go see the doctor again. Let me know what's going on. But it sounds like everything's going the right direction.
He said that I didn't need to. He gave me a 1-month supply of Augmentin and said that I didn't need to come back. That was it.
That was it. You don't even need to come back unless you have some kind of complaint.
Yes.
Well, that's a very good sign. So the CAT scans must have looked real good.
Do I reduce then after that month, killer biotic and de-stress?
Well, you call me. We'll make that decision after you talk to me in a month.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, Jane. Thank you so much.
Thank longevity.
God bless you.
Bye.
Okay. Yeah. And Doug, of course, this may be a great testimony.
Yeah.
You want to consider that and listen to it and everything. You might want to call her back and so forth and make sure everything's fine. But that's a great testimony. All right. But you see, folks, nutrition, you give your body the raw materials and your body can do wondrous things. It's so amazing how much your body can do. It is amazing. And I'm so happy that we're going that direction. Thank you. We'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Longevity Way after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Long Beach, California. And Maggie, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Maggie, you're on the air.
Okay. Hi, Dr. Wallach.
Hi.
I'm calling in because I am passionately wanting to heal my hypothyroid. Was diagnosed in 2009, been on compound T3 with an increased dose over the years. I'm 130 pounds. I'm a pre-diabetic. Take the sweeties. I have high iron, hemoglobins. I have the gray hair, wrinkles, liver spots. I take the Cell Shield. My digestion is horrible. I started getting better, but now it's getting worse. I have gas, trapped gas through the moon. I do take a stem cell nutrition as well from a different company, and I gain weight from my workout. Please tell me what is.
I got you. Okay, now Do you have any history of any skin problems, Maggie?
No, I have just the spots. They're major liver spots, but no others.
How old are you? What's your age?
59.
59, okay. And I missed something here. I started writing down, you said H. You have high blood pressure?
No, not at all.
Okay, go back to the beginning. Tell me what your complaints are.
Hypothyroid.
Oh, hypo, Hypo, thyroid.
Oh, yeah, underactive.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been on, yeah.
All right. Well, there's several things you need to do, and you've probably done a lot of this already, but just for our listening audience, I want you to, this could be a Shar thing. Okay, Shar, go ahead. Why don't you do this one?
Well, I would get on a gluten-free diet because she said she's got digestive problems.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a gluten problem.
Yep.
And then she needs the Ocean's Gold for the thyroid, and she's pre-diabetic. She could probably take the Healthy Sweet Blood Sugar Pack, and
perfect.
All she needs is one, and then take the Ocean's Gold for the thyroid.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That should do it.
That should do it. And then I would, as you say, gluten-free diet, absolutely no fried foods, no processed meats with nitrates and nitrites. The nitrates and nitrates have a specific, very negative effect on your thyroid gland. So things like deli slices, sandwich meat, sausage, ham, bacon, bologna, salami, pastrami, pepperoni, jerky, corned beef, things like that. Any of the canned meats, hot dogs, all that's got to go. All of the oils have to go. We're talking about olive oil, coconut oil, margarine, mayonnaise, salad dressing, cooking oils, and you need to give up, you got to give up gluten, as Shar said. And then I would also give up cruciferous vegetables, very specifically for hypothyroidism, we have low thyroid, no cruciferous vegetables. That means no cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, or kale. And these things actually produce what's called sulforaphanes, which are very negative for the thyroid. So that will help you. And a gluten-free diet, as Shar said, will help you. And, I'd go ahead with one of the healthy blood sugar packs, as Shar said, but I'd get an extra bottle of the Sweeties, so you could take 3 twice a day. I'd go ahead with 3 of the Ocean's Gold, 1 bottle a month. And then call us every couple of weeks. Let us know what you're doing. You should have a wondrous time. I think you're going to get better. Keep up with all the other good stuff. We'll be back after these messages.
Let's head to Buffalo, New York, and Bev, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Oh, Bev, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hi, how can we help you?
I'm calling back for my sister. I called a while ago, and she has a disease called DPAM. And you put her on the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack and the extra selenium. And I want to tell you how good she's doing. She said that she never has had energy like this in her whole life.
Well, that's fabulous. Thank you so very much. What were her original symptoms? You had to remind me. What was it that she was displaying? Why did she ask for help? What was her problem?
DPAM is an acronym for diffuse peritoneal adenomyosinosis. She has masses in her abdomen that secrete mucus. Mm-hmm. And they said that came from a ruptured appendix. Instead of getting peritonitis, mucus cells went into her abdomen.
Mm-hmm.
And
I got you. So it's sort of transplanted cells from the appendix.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and so keep her on a gluten-free diet, because when you have appendicitis, that's a gluten problem. And we really, really appreciate you feeding back this. Is she maintaining weight or losing weight? Or
she's gaining weight because she gets so much fluid from the mucus cells. She'll have to go in now and have a paracentesis soon.
Mm-hmm. So how often is she doing that?
Every 6 weeks, every month.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, what I would do is I would add to her program, if I didn't put her on it, I would add in the immortalium, and this is going to encourage stem cells for normal cell growth. And let's do this for 90 days and see if that won't help her. This immortalium, you could give her 2 of the tablets at breakfast and 2 at dinner, so 1 bottle will last a month. And let's go for 90 days, and then call me every month and give me an update on your sister, will you please? Thank you so much, Bev. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Virginia and say hi. You're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, hi.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, how can we help you?
Yeah, thank you for your show. I saw you first on Benny Hinn and then Dr. Kraslow Church.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, my question is for the diabetic one. This is for my brother. For diabetic 1, he was fine until he was 18 years old, and he was diagnosed with it. He takes insulin every day. I was wondering if he can take your supplements and minerals.
Sure. Okay, now he's type 1 diabetes, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the type 1 diabetes will be exactly the same as type 2. How much does your brother weigh, you think?
I think 140.
Okay. Well, what I would do is I would start him out with 2 of the healthy blood sugar packs. 2 healthy blood sugar packs. That would be 1 ounce of the Osteo FX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFA Pluses twice a day, and 3 of the Sweeties twice a day. This will all be accomplished by 2 of the healthy blood sugar packs per month. And then type 1 diabetics are very, very well trained to take their fasting blood sugars before they medicate themselves. And oftentimes, they're going to have to take their fasting blood sugar 4, 5, 6, 8 times a day. Well, as his blood sugar drops, he'll be able to take his fasting blood sugar less and less and less. And if he's a true type 1, he will never be able to totally get off of his insulin because he doesn't make much, doesn't make enough. That's one of those inborn errors of metabolism we talked about in the monologue today. But what you can do with this program is get him down to where he's only testing his blood once or twice a day instead of 6 or 8 times a day, and you'll be able to significantly reduce the amount of insulin he requires to control his blood sugar and actually deal with, hundreds of people each year who are type 1 diabetics. We have many who've been with me for 30, 40 years, and they are in their 70s now, and they don't have any complications because they've been able to stick on the diet. So keep in touch with me. Let me know his blood sugar levels. Let me know his weight. Let me know his dosages, how often he has to take his fasting blood sugar and all that kind of stuff. Call me in 2 weeks and 4 weeks and 6 weeks. I'd like to know how he's doing. We can guide you guys through this. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Oregon. And Mary, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Mary, you're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach.
Hi, how can we help you?
I'm a longevity distributor.
Welcome to the family.
And I need you. Yeah, thank you. I have a friend that has a horse who has head shaking syndrome. And they can't seem to determine what causes it or whatever. And I didn't know if you were familiar with this syndrome.
Okay. Is it constant or just on occasion?
Well, when he's grazing, he seems to be okay. But as soon as he gets active in the pasture or she tries to ride him, he wants to rub his face against something or on his leg, and it gets really bad.
Mm-hmm. And so when he's not having a problem, he does not have a bridle on, correct?
Right.
And so once they put the bridle on him, suddenly he wants to rub on something.
Well, yes, and we put him in a bitless bridle thinking it was a bit, but he still does the same thing.
Well, what I would do is get one of these rollers they put in on their nose, on the part of the bridle that goes over their nose, put one of these big fuzzy rollers and see if that doesn't help. Sometimes they're seeing that device, that bridle, and that's they're trying to get it off of them because they see it. That's one of the problems. Another problem could be where the staples are, or the rivets, or the connections and joints don't quite fit him right. And so I would try a different bridle, one with broader straps. And again, I would wrap those straps with something like felt or something that's more soft. But get one that's a different size and has fewer staples and brads and rivets and joints and D-rings and stuff like that. See if you can't get one that's made out of a soft canvas or leather, whatever he's got, get something different, and see if that doesn't work. Because it sounds like it's something to do with the bridle itself. He's either seeing it, he doesn't like it, or there's something on there that's either pinching him, or he's feeling it, or just doesn't like it. So I would try changing devices, okay? Then call me after you do that. Okay, Doug, we got time to start another one?
Yeah, let's head to Los Angeles, California. And Marjorie, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Okay.
Hello?
Hi, Marjorie. How can we help you?
Hi, Dr. Wallach. My mother just a week ago, about 10 days ago, had a stroke. She's 83 years old, and she's actually pretty healthy for what it seems like. I mean, she said she was pre-diabetic. Now she's on insulin. She's in the hospital in the rehab now. And
what does she weigh?
She weighs about 155 pounds.
Okay, well, hang on. We got to rush to one of these message moments. We'll be back after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Longevity and 90 for Life Crusade. And Doug, let's go right back to California and Marjorie. Let's see here. Marjorie, one more question. You said your mom had a stroke. Was it a bleeding stroke or a blood clot stroke?
It was a blood clot stroke. The neurologist said it's in a very small vein in the center of her brain where it's really busy. So basically, he said that vein is dead.
Okay. So here we go. At 83 years old, we're going to be kind of gentle with her. At 155 pounds, I'd have her take one healthy brain and heart pack per month. And as a diabetic or pre-diabetic, I'd have her add 2 bottles a month of the Sweeties, so she could take 3 of those twice a day. And because she's on insulin or on pills, or she's getting treated, I would go ahead and make sure she's taking her fasting blood sugar before she medicates herself, and then adjust her medication appropriately. As her blood sugar drops, she takes less medication. If it goes up, she needs more medication. Then, because she's had a blood clot type of stroke, Shar, what would you give Marjorie's mom for a blood clot type of stroke?
She needs the nightly essence.
Very, very good, because as you know, Perfect Char, Nightly Essence, has an enzyme in there called nattokinase, which is legendary for dissolving blood clots. So, yep, I'd give her 3 of those twice a day. I'm assuming they've got her on blood thinner and all that kind of stuff. This won't interfere with that, because this doesn't deal with blood thinness or thickness, but it actually, the nattokinase dissolves blood clots. Legendary for that. And so that's what I would do. And give me a call every couple of weeks. And keep her away from the bad stuff. Absolutely no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten. And we'll walk you guys through this. Okay, Doug, how much time we got?
Got about 2.5 minutes.
Okay, let's go for another one.
All right, let's head to the Virgin Islands. And Charles, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Charles, you're on the air.
Yes, Dr. Wallach. I spoke with you just over a month ago. And I'm still on dialysis. But I wasn't using the Ultimate Daily. I started about a week before the end of June. And I realized that at the end of June, my clearance, where they measure the dialysis, it was up to 80%.
And how much had it been? Had it been 50%, 60%?
Yeah, they tried to get 60%.
Okay, so it went up from 60% to 80%.
Well, it actually went up from like 65% to 80%.
Yeah, and you still had not used the Ultimate Daily tablets yet.
I'm using it, yes. I used it for about a week before I did the first test.
Okay.
And I had my blood works today, and the doctor told me that it went up to 84%.
Perfect. You're going the right direction. So, how much do you weigh, Charles?
I weigh 147 pounds.
Okay. Well, make sure that you're taking 6 of those Ultimate Daily tablets a day. I'd go ahead and take 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner. That's 1 bottle a month, the Ultimate Daily tablets. Do you have diabetes?
I've been taking 9, Doc.
Say again?
I've been
take
taking
9. Okay, 9 is good. Keep taking 9. Perfect. That'll be 2 bottles a month. And do you have diabetes?
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to need, obviously, 2 healthy blood sugar packs. Take
and my blood sugar has also been very good since I started taking the blood sugar pack.
Okay, are you still on medication? Have you reduced your medication?
I have not taken the medication since.
Oh, perfect. And what's your blood sugar running?
Between 90 and 120.
Fantastic. Good man. Thank you so much for the feedback. We appreciate that. It gives a lot of hope to our listeners to know that Charles is one of literally thousands of people every month who take the programs and get better. You too can do this. You can get your church to be diabetes-free. You can get your church to be arthritis-free. You can get everybody in your church off of dialysis. You can do these things. Just contact your Youngevity associate and ask them for the 3 books: Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission; Immortality; and Rare Earths Bin Cures. Oh, yeah, don't forget, Dead Doctors Don't Lie. Well, thank you so much, Char. Super job as usual. Thank you so much, Doug and Susan. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.